Hey guys, I hope you guys can hear me well because this mask is low-key very hard to breathe in, but I'm going to explain why I have the mask on. For those of you who know, you already know why, but I know I'm a little late to the party, but here is my Spider-Man Brand New Day review. Spider-Man Brand New Day is by far Tom Holland's best Spider-Man film, period point blank, and arguably, I think it is now my favorite Spider-Man film. And I could be recency bias, but at the same time, I don't think it's that because Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2 has been my favorite Spider-Man film for a while. But Brand New Day just hits on so many levels and has so many themes that really touched me and touched a lot of other people. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is finally mature. He's all grown up, and this film literally explains that perfectly. We see themes of depression, isolation, and then one of the big themes, and honestly the biggest theme of the movie, is community, but also realizing that when you go through harsh and hard moments, don't try and tackle it alone, because it's never good to try to go through life's hardships alone, and you definitely see that throughout this film. The cinematography in this film was incredible. I would This movie and this and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 also had the best web slinging, period point blank, in any Spider-Man film, at least in the live action. The web slinging felt so real, it felt so fluid. It didn't feel fake, if that makes sense. And if you remember, they did a lot of practical effects, especially with the web slinging for this film, which also just helped add another level of realism to it. The fight sequences in this film were also incredible. Best fight sequences in a Spider-Man film, hands down. And I'm not joking, guys. I'm really not joking. I promise you I'm not. I would say this and probably Spider-Man 2 had the best hand-to-hand fighting in a Spider-Man film. And I would say a close third is probably No Way Home. Peter is in this movie. He is doing things that we saw in the Insomniac games. Like that's the level of fighting that he's doing in this film compared to his other trilogy. This film also just feels very different from Tom Holland's other trilogy. It doesn't feel, how do I put it? It doesn't feel like, I don't want to say childish, but at the same time, it fit that trilogy since Tom Holland was growing. He was learning what it takes to truly be Spider-Man. This film, it's way more grounded. It's a lot more serious tone, but it still adds that, humor, because you can't have a Spider-Man movie without humor. It just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? The director, Destin Daniel Cretton, again proves why he is a W director. If you don't know, Destin Daniel Cretton, he also directed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and he recently directed the Wonder Man series. And here he is again directing Spider-Man Brand New Day. And he knows Spider-Man. He knows the character. Like, truthfully, I'm not even trying to be funny. The first, like, 20, not even 20 minutes, the first 10 minutes of this movie felt just so different and almost just better than the trilogy, than Tom's past trilogy. And I love Tom's past trilogy, especially No Way Home. But this movie, it was just different on so many levels that just worked. And unlike Tom's past trilogy, this movie, it wasn't just showered and flooded with just lots of CGI. Like I said earlier, it was way more practical. The fight scenes were more practical, and throughout the film, he's in a practical suit. It's not just a CGI suit like we saw back in Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. I hope you guys really, really can hear me, because I know the mask is making it hard to understand what I'm saying. But just bear with me, please. Just bear with me. I wanted to wear the mask, so just suck it up, okay? Please. Can you do it for me, please? Just this one time. Thank you. Despite the amount of characters that are in this film, it didn't feel like crowded, kind of like with Deadpool and Wolverine. And I love the Deadpool and Wolverine, but unlike that movie where it just kind of felt like, a cameo, just a cameo movie. This movie is not that at all, and that's not a spoiler. It's not like I'm not spoiling anything. Throughout this movie, we also just remember why we love Spider-Man so much. Like, this movie, it just shows a different side of Peter. And if you watch the trailers, then you know that Peter is evolving. And we also just see how he wrestles with that while also wrestling with identity, but also just wrestling with the fact that it's almost like acceptance, accepting certain things and just having to grow, but also be there for other people. And I'm so thankful because this movie did the Incredible Hulk justice. He did it just, and he worked, because I know it's kind of random because we just seen a Hulk type of fight with Captain America and Captain America Brave New World. And though I like that fight, it's not on the level of this fight. This fight, I feel like, also kind of makes more sense in a way. And also, big props to Tom Holland. I think Tom Holland is officially gaining in this, earning the respect that he deserves. Not to mention, he just did an incredible job playing Odysseus' son. I don't remember what his name was in the Odyssey. Him, Zendaya, and John Bernthal, they got a bag this summer. Let's not forget that. And another reason this movie works so well is because if you look it up, Tom Holland said he took, I think, months or weeks just looking to see what fans wanted, what fans didn't want, what could they improve, what could they, shorten, what could they take out. And that's why Tom Holland is a W actor and also a W Peter Parker in Spider-Man, because he knows what the fans want and he's not just going to make a Spider-Man movie without making sure that it actually makes sense and that it fits within his world. But yeah, man, I really can't find anything wrong with this movie. People like to say I'm nitpicky. I am nitpicky. But even with Spider Man, I can be nitpicky. But truthfully, this one, I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. I am. No Way Home, I think I gave that a 5 out of 5 too. But, No Way Home, its rewatchability isn't as good as I know this one will be. No Way Home, it definitely has a lot of points where I'm like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Peter, why'd you do this? But Brand New Day, it's just different. And that can be due to this different director, more time with the story. Because if you look back, they filmed No Way Home came out, what, 2 years after Far From Home? But we had to wait 5 years for Brand New Day. I was a senior in high school when No Way Home came out. I went through my entire college experience before we got Brand New Day. So, yeah, time flies, am I right? All right, so both my lights died. So if the lighting is kind of horrible, I apologize. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully, it wasn't super duper duper long. If you're a Spider-Man fan, definitely go and watch this movie. It is an easy 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, whatever you want to call it. At least to me, you could say I'm biased, but I don't care. Um, yeah, everyone in it is great. The action is great. The special effects are great. Cinematography is great. It's just a great movie directed by a great person. So yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Deuces. Oh, hey, you beautiful people. My name is Slim Pool. Yeah, not to be confused with Deadpool because that's copyright issues. But I hope you guys enjoyed Mr. Vaughn's Spider-Man Brand New Day review. Um, and you didn't hear it from me, but if you're wondering why he had a mask on, it's because he cut his hair. You didn't hear it from me though, okay? You didn't hear it from me. He also sincerely sorry. I know he said he was gonna be consistent with videos, but he's been lying and lying and lying again. So just cut us some slack, would you? Also, say hi to my dog Coco. She's a very nice dog. But yeah, make sure you guys just cut him a little slack and make sure just know he cut his hair. You didn't hear from me though, okay? All right. Love you guys. Bye bye.